up your waistline. Go ahead and jump it through the nighttime. Yeah.
All right, welcome to the Eric J. the Great podcast show. We got a very special guest on the show today. We have a music artist, entrepreneur, Briannagh D. How you doing?
Hi, thank you so much for having me on the podcast. How are you? I'm well.
Hey, I'm doing all right. So first off, just tell the people where you from.
Yeah, so I am from New Jersey. Just kind of been all over the place recently, but been moving around to been bi-coastal for a while, LA, New York, been all over, but I'm originally from Jersey.
How long you was in Jersey?
I was born and raised in Jersey up until I was around uh up until around high school. Moved out to LA in eighth grade for a year and then came back to the East Coast. Then I went to boarding school for high school, which was in Connecticut. So, but home base is still New Jersey, always has been.
Okay. What's the first thing that come to your mind when you think of your hometown?
First thing that comes to mind would have to be just calmness, peace. It's just like not crazy busy like the big cities. At least the part of Jersey that I grew up in. So, definitely peace would be the first thing I think of.
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of people say that about their hometown.
Yeah, I'm blessed.
So, for anybody that never been to Jersey, just describe how it was, or if you lived in multiple cities as a kid, just describe how those cities was as a kid and certain obstacles you had to overcome just growing up there.
Um, yeah, so I wouldn't necessarily say that Jersey posed obstacles for me per se. I was definitely blessed in that sense. It was a really great community. I didn't really I guess like struggle too much as far as like, the people I was surrounded by. I had a family who really loved me. You know, so it was just a really great space to be in. I was definitely super blessed with my upbringing.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you had two-parent household, any siblings?
Yes, two-parent household. Parents are still together. Very, very happy family. And I have one younger brother who is two and a half, a little bit more than 2.5 years younger than me.
Okay.
So,
So what type of activities you was into as a kid? Did you play any sports, or what did you get into music young, or
yeah, I got into music really, really young. Been singing pretty much my whole life, but I really started taking it more seriously around 8 or 9 years old. Um, but growing up, I didn't really play sports like that. I was like really big on like running, like when I was young, young. I don't know, I just liked running a lot for some reason. When like the gym coach would be like, "Oh, do 5 laps," I do like six, and I try to be super fast. Like I think I just wanted to be really fast. Um, you know, thought I was like a superhero or something. Maybe I was just like, uh, you know, being a kid, exploring my imagination and putting it to use on the playground and in the field on the during gym time. But yeah, I wasn't super big on sports. I was really more so into the music, the arts. Um, you know, I got involved in like drama class in middle school as well, theater, stuff like that. So, got into music pretty young, like I said, 8 or 9 years old, and just um, ever since then been auditioning and just going after that dream that I set for myself of becoming a singer.
absolutely? So if you had to pick a moment, like what would you say led you to doing music? And also, as you was growing up, did you have any family members or close friends that was involved in the music business already?
So I didn't have any family members or friends in the industry growing up like that. I mean, obviously I like grew to make connections and make friends, but I didn't like my parents were not in the industry. I didn't have any, my brother wasn't in it, my cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, like nobody was in the industry. So I was pretty much just like trying to find who to connect with and um, who to do business with. Of course, my parents were heavily involved when I was like a minor pursuing this because, can't really be doing too much business at like 10 years old. But yeah, I was just kind of making connections, networking, performing, participating in talent shows. The first like big Jersey talent show I did was Seattle City's Got Talent, I think it was called. But yeah, it was a talent show in Seattle City, but it was more so like, where thousands of people were in the audience, and it was like a very big production. They had like, I believe it was ABC Philadelphia come and interview us during like the finalist round of that. And then, after that, I went on to perform at the Apollo. I believe I was 11 at that time, and also made it to the finalist round, which was really an amazing experience, especially being so young. But my goal was to just be a great singer and to sing well and to perform and, have the audience be as engaged as possible with my performance. So, I just wanted to be good at what I did.
Okay. Who were some of your favorite artists growing up?
So my favorite artist growing up had to be Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. I say that like in every interview I know, but they really were incredible vocalists. As far as like, just the vibe of the music they put out, I really loved Rihanna. And, especially with that Island Connect, I thought she was really inspirational in that sense. And yeah, I listened to like Bruno Mars as far as male artists. Um, and I listen to like a lot of pop music too. Obviously, since I'm a pop artist today, had to incorporate some of that into what I listen to. But yeah,
Okay. So, as far as your style, are you more of a writer or a freestyler? And then also, describe your first experience ever being in a recording studio.
yeah. So I songwrite. I don't really freestyle like that. I like to kind of plan out what I'm going to sing. Um, so I definitely take the writing process pretty seriously and just try to be very thorough with it, and I go back and make changes for things that I don't like, and I'll just spend like weeks trying to come up with different melody ideas, different lyric ideas, stuff like that. But my first ever experience in the studio, honestly, I don't know that I can fully remember my first experience in the studio. I'd have to really think back because I was really, really young. I want to say I was maybe 10 years old. Possibly. Maybe I was a little bit older, but I was definitely in middle school. Um, yeah, I think it was a studio in Jersey. And I think I was just, now that I'm kind of like had a second to think about it, I think I was actually, yeah, at a studio in like South Jersey, and I was like blown away that I was even in a recording studio. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm in a recording studio. I was just like super excited, and it was all very new to me. From what I had seen, I'd just seen recording studios on like TV shows on Disney. I'd be like, oh my gosh, like look at Hannah Montana, she's in that recording studio. And then that was like all I had to really compare it to. So it was a really cool experience. And obviously, over the years now, I've been to many different studios, and it's become, more normal for me as opposed to my first time ever being in a studio. But I definitely loved it.
So, I like to ask a lot of people this question because I feel like it's a monumental question. So, if you had to pick a moment, like what would you say was that moment that you really knew that you had the confidence that you could pursue the music seriously? Because a lot of people, you could be good at things and be doing something, but you always had that one thing or that what's the word I'm looking for? That one thing that reassures you that like, hey, yeah, I can really do this.
Um, I think that I just always believed in myself, especially um once I started taking on like vocal training pretty seriously and I just was like, really getting to hear my voice and hear it back and listen back to it. I was like, oh my goodness, like I think this is actually there's something there. And so I just knew that I had to continue practicing to get better and better. And um, I was like, if I as long as I feel good about what I'm singing and what I'm performing and the music that I'm writing and putting out, um, then that's the point of it, just to be happy with what I'm putting out. And so um, yeah, no, I think I've always just had like a sense of self-confidence because you need to have confidence no matter what field you're in and obviously be open to critiques and constructive criticism, but at the same time just knowing like, I have there's something there. There's always a foundation that anyone can have and whatever interest it is that they possess that they can build off of. So I always just had that sense of like I can do this. I got this.
Absolutely. So like, what's your current situation? Are you independent? You signed to a label, or if you are independent, would you be open to signing to a major?
Yeah, I think that if the right opportunity presented itself, I'm currently independent, but I've kind of liked this wave of, riding the independent wave for a bit. Just that sense of control that I have over my career is really fulfilling to me, because I feel that I get to put out things that I feel are authentic to myself. But, I think if, again, the right deal came along, I would be open to looking into it. You just have to really look through contracts and be 100% certain of what it is that you're signing. So, yeah, but I'm open.
So, as far as shows, have you done any shows yet?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've done tons of shows, music festivals, all sorts of things, over the years. I performed at a music festival in England when I was around 12 years old and, performed at the St. Kitts Music Festival twice. Most recently, the St. Kitts Music Festival that I performed at last year. I was super privileged to be performing alongside Rick Ross and Mary J. Blige and just thousands of people in the audience. It's definitely a great feeling to be up on stage. So I love performing. I did like 5 shows this past week, so I've definitely been doing lots and lots of shows and performances.
Absolutely. So take me back to when you dropped music to the public for the first time. How was people reacting to your first single or project that you put out? And tell me how people was embracing it.
Yeah, first song I ever put out was when I was around 11. That technically my first song was American Fab Kid. I was, in middle school, just kind of having fun with different ideas of, what a song, what could I write about for, my first ever single. And, I just knew that I loved fashion. I knew that I loved, being fabulous and a kid. And, I was born in America, so I was like, hey, I'm an American Fab Kid. Like, just want a lighthearted idea. So I think it was, the people who I was very like it was my first ever song, so exposure wise, you're hit with the positive feedback, the negative feedback, everything in between. So it was definitely like a mixture of some criticism and some positive feedback, but you know, I was just a kid being myself and doing what I loved. So at the end of the day, I was just like, hey, whoever likes it. If you don't like it, that's cool too. But yeah, no, I've definitely kind of grown more into who I am as an artist, and so I think it's easier to be taken more seriously when you're older, like, and as opposed to just being a kid. I think it's very common for people to see kids on the internet and be like, oh, that's like an easy target for someone that I could, spew negative comments towards, which is unfortunate, but yeah.
Okay. So, well, where are you currently at right now? What city?
I am in California. I'm currently in Los Angeles. But again, bi-coastal and always traveling. So I was like just in Atlanta, you know, heading to New York in a few days. But currently in LA. Yeah.
So, describe the music scene from like your hometown at versus like other cities that you've been to, as far as like artists collabing and just the whole music scene of just like how the environment is.
Um, yeah, I mean it's different in every city, musically. I mean, I think, since we're still in the States, it's not drastically different, but Atlanta was very upbeat when I've been there multiple times, but it's a very lively, upbeat, music heavy city, music everywhere type of thing. But yeah, I feel like Atlanta is like definitely the hub of music in my opinion. But yeah, no, it's all great all around everywhere I've been.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Lissa, I know, you worked with Jadakiss but name some other artists that you worked with and some artists that you might want to work with in the future that you've been thinking about.
So yeah, I've worked with Jadakiss, MC Light, Cassidy, even Edie, a Jamaican dancehall artist. But I would love to work with Rihanna one day, Beyonce. Those are, obviously big goals and aspirations for the future, but hopefully one day, it works out. If not, I completely understand. These are huge goals of mine, very big dreams, but you gotta dream big in life. So.
Yeah. What would you say is your most successful project so far, if you had to pick one, as far as either a
Um,
single or tape?
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, people can define success as like a multitude of different things. But for me personally, I feel that there's actually a lot of success in the song that I just put out, Realist Wine featuring MC Light. Just because I feel so, so good about the song and it's exactly what I wanted it to sound like. The music video is exactly what I wanted it to look like. So I just feel really good about it. So to me, my own sense of self-satisfaction with the work that I put out for Realist Wine, I'd say that's a huge success because, I feel really good about it.
Absolutely. So, for all your fans out there, people that follow you, um, name some things you like doing in your spare time when you're not doing music.
When I'm not doing music, I love going to the movies, I love going shopping, love spending time with family. Um, I like doing a lot of things. I just graduated from Columbia with my master's degree, so I was definitely having my hands full being a student and a singer, actress, just doing all the things. But now that I'm completely finished with school, I like doing those things typically in my spare time.
Okay. You don't have to tell everything, but list some short and long term goals you got for your music career, acting career, that you got in the next 1 to 3 years.
I would love to, perform at New Year's Rockin' Eve. I'd love to be in a Super Bowl commercial, one day perform at halftime show. That's probably going to be way, way later down the line if that ever happens, as opposed to like, you mentioned short-term goals, but yeah, being in like a Super Bowl commercial, I think would be super cool. Performing at New Year's Rockin' Eve, and then just getting to work with like other big artists in the industry, I think would be definitely a really great thing if that were to work out.
Okay. So, what you got coming, music wise, or acting career wise for the rest of 2025 and the beginning of 2026?
Yeah, so I would have to say that, I'm always working on new music, whether it is released to the public or not. Always in the studio, always writing, always trying to, stay creative and remain a true artist. But, I've had some projects that I've been working on. Not too much I can say about certain things because, some projects you work on, they don't always come out. But I have been active and at the moment just promoting the single Realist Wine featuring MC Light and the music video that just dropped about 2 weeks ago. So just kind of riding that wave at the moment.
Okay. So, as far as, I know, yeah, a lot of artists are different. So I had to ask this question. So, do you like doing features? 'Cause I know some people be against doing features. Some people will probably just do them for people they got real relationships with, or some people, treat it as a hustle.
I'm honestly very open, as long as, I mean, I have my own set of rules in place. I obviously have a team and I communicate with everyone on my team with anything that I do. But I love to hear new artists, listen to their music, different genres of music, and I'm very open to like working with anyone who just puts out great music. So definitely.
So you in two different lanes. Give me your Mount Rushmore for just music. It could be it don't have to be a certain genre, and for acting, give me your top five.
Top five.
Dead,
Okay.
dead or alive.
So definitely gotta put for music, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston. I would also, I'd probably put, well, I'd have to put Mariah Carey as well. Etta James, and I'll put Beyonce as well. Yeah. And then for acting, um hmm. I love Zendaya. I don't know if it's just like a bias thing. I just grew up watching her, in different movies and TV shows. So I'll put Zendaya. Um, I will put uh Kerry Washington. I'll put Denzel Washington. Um, I will put Will Smith. And I will put. We need a five. We need a five. I'm trying to like Jamie Foxx. I'll put Jamie Foxx.
So, how did the collab with LeBron come about with the commercial and everything?
Yeah, yeah. So, for the Nike commercial that I did that back in, I want to say 2023, which I can't believe is like almost November 2023 was almost 2 years ago. Crazy. Or like October, I think it was. I can't remember exactly when, but it was definitely the end of 2023. Yeah, so that was just something that a gig that I booked and really, really cool experience, especially with, like you mentioned, LeBron James, Devin Booker, Travis Scott, like some really big names in basketball and music. Um, and yeah, no, it was a really, really great experience. So big moment for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, also, what about the Jadakiss collab? Was y'all in New York or y'all was in a different city when y'all met each other?
So technically the first time I met him, it was actually in New Jersey. And we were performing at the same like concert series type of deal. There were like different performers that night for a New Jersey show, and he was one of them, and I was also one of them, and so we actually connected on that day, as far as like talking and whatnot. But I'm somebody who I like to get straight to business. I'm like, okay, I don't waste any time. Definitely a businesswoman first and foremost, and always thinking about my career. So, we ended up, I think the song, I want to say that came about like a year later, or maybe like some months after that. Cannot fully remember the timeline of everything. I'm just like, whew, trying to think of it all. But yeah, we connected for that song, shot the music video in LA, um, together. Um, and then yeah, the rest was history.
Yeah. Jadakiss, he's a real, he's always, I feel like he, don't get it just due as far as like his lyricism. Like he's always been like, in my opinion, like top 10 lyricists in our era. You know, every song he hops on now, like he smacks it. Like I feel like,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if you know, I do music too. I actually got a, song with him. I haven't released it yet. I'm gonna release it in, September.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But, also, as far as like, acting career, doing gigs like commercials and things like that. Do you have anything coming up? Like, have you been in any type of shows or you got anything lined up like that as far as getting some? 'Cause I know a lot of people. I interviewed some people in the past, and a lot of people been getting a lot of opportunities with Tubi. I know this is one girl named Man, we follow each other on Instagram. I can't think of her name right now, but when I first interviewed her, she was only in like two Tubi movies, and she be in a lot of movies with the guy that played Biggie Smalls. Uh,
Okay.
and now she's rolling she's like all like almost every month I'm seeing something new from her in a different movie. So I
Oh,
know Tubi don't uh, provide a lot of opportunities for a lot of up and coming actors. So I don't know if you came across any opportunities like that. I've been seeing a lot of people that I know get opportunities on that wave.
that's so awesome. I think just seeing people who, can get more and more opportunities in their career and just build up, it's always a really satisfying um feeling and thing to see for someone else, just like achieving success in general. Yeah, but I mean, I'm always working on new things. Again, I don't want to say too much because, you know, you have projects and you're like, oh my gosh, we finished it, it's done, it's ready to go, and then it just doesn't drop or release due to reasons outside of your control. And so, but just I'm always working on new music, acting projects, commercials, et cetera, et cetera. So I would just say, as long as you're staying tuned to my social media, Instagram, everything, I definitely post about what I'm doing once it's out and once it drops. And if I'm posting like a teaser or anything, I have verified and went back and verified again to make sure that it will be dropped. So yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's important because I know I don't interviewed a lot of men, but you know, I try to interview more women now, and like to ask every woman this question. You know, I asked Cash Doll the same question when I interview her. Um, what is something once you got rolling in the industry and you start making connections and things like that? What is something caught you off guard that you didn't see coming? Because you know you go into something you like, all right, I know about this. I know people trying to finesse this way or do this, but what's something that just caught you off guard that you can give advice to other people that other female that want to take the same route that you're taking right now?
Yeah, I would just say like in this industry and in general, like nothing, you should never be compromising your safety. Like your safety is always number one. I always say health and safety. As long as I have that, like I am truly blessed, no matter what situation I'm going through. So Yeah, because there can be, especially if you're rising in the ranks, you don't know who knows you. If you step into a certain space, there might be somebody who has seen you and stuff before, or, and they think that they know you personally, and it can, people kind of develop these parasocial relationships sometimes when they see you on social media or on a TV screen of some sort. So just be careful when it comes to even like networking, giving out too much personal information, because sometimes it can backfire. Beware that there can be people who in real life will stalk you, and you just have to be very mindful, because sometimes you view it as like, oh, I'm just a person, I'm just having a conversation with another person, and then you realize, oh, now they have like my number, or now they have, and so then it's like, you know, um, it can escalate pretty quickly. So just be very mindful of that sort of thing, and just kind of like maybe I don't know if vet the person is like strong language, but just kind of ease into any sort of business relationship, friendship, whatever the case may be, because you just never know what someone's true intentions can be, and they might not be the best intentions, and just just look out for yourself. That's what I'd say.
Absolutely. Uh, did you have anything else that you want to put out that to your followers and fans as far as like music, acting, or anything that you're doing that you want people to know that's coming up?
Yeah, I'm definitely out there performing. I have some performances loading that will be out on socials the coming weeks. But I would just say that for now, please be sure to tune in to my music video that I just dropped, and you can stream my song Realist Wine featuring MC Light. The video's on my YouTube channel, and the song is available on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you stream music. And yeah, I'm always working on new stuff. You can follow me on Instagram, any social media platforms. Everything is at Brianna D. And obviously the spelling, it's spelled Briannaghd. So I have that GH at the end of my name, but yeah, Brianna D on everything, and yeah.
Absolutely. So I ask every guest this question. So, who would you like to see next on the Air Jada Great podcast as a guest? The only kicker is you got to help me get them on the show.
Oh, it's funny because for the last podcast interview I did, I think I mentioned my collaborator Edie. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm just gonna keep him booked and busy and say him again as the next person. But yeah, I mean, I know Edie. He was a co-writer on Realist Wine, so could be someone good for the pod. Yeah, I could definitely help arrange if needed.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I like. I got a real appreciation for artists and things like that. Just because I recently became an artist a little over a year ago, and once I started doing it, I was like, yeah, this is not as easy as what I'm saying. So I was like, I used to take just listening to music for granted because there's so much music out there, but it's a real process, you know.
Yeah, you have a newfound appreciation for the arts and for how much work it takes. That,
Absolutely.
that's good. That's good. I'll have to check out your stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I got I think 5 tapes out right now, 5 or 6.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I started with a lot of big features, so I got features with a lot of big people. But I did security for a lot of celebs because I'm retired from the military, so that's how I was building a lot of connection. You know, I was me and Vori like best friends. I was his bodyguard for a while, and I still do stuff for him if he need me. But uh I know I just try to keep grinding, doing it have my hands in multiple lanes. You know, I was doing a podcast for about 5 years, so the podcast started getting bigger in like 2022 when after I interviewed the Rez Deshaun. That was my first big interview, and then I started getting people like Pimpin' Ken, Shawty Low Jr., Cash Doll, T Rail, Lil Flip, Free Band Test. He's with Future them, and there's a lot of other people I don't interview. The real Rick Ross, a lot of different people.
Nice, nice. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear it all.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on the show. I know when they emailed me and gave me like a brief bio and things like that, cause I've been getting a lot of emails here lately for interviews, and I was just reading all your accolades and stuff. I was like, man, it's crazy. I got this out of the blue like this. Cause I still be bobble how people be finding me, I just be out cause I check my email a lot, and then when people reach out for interviews, I'm like, man, how is these people finding me?
Oh yeah, I guess my publicist must have did some research and found a good fit for, podcast interview. So definitely shout out to her.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't just do interviews. I do real episodes too. So, I like to talk about stuff that people go through on a daily basis, whether that be, dealing with fake friends, ghost followers, dealing with family, anything, child support,
Bye and everything.
anything. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot about the 40-minute thing, but I had to combine the videos. But yeah, yeah, I like to. I originally started a podcast because I'm real big on mental health. I was in the military. I was special operations in the military, so I used to go to a lot of different countries on secret missions and things like that. Lost a lot of people close to me and things like that. Had went through depression. So when I first got introduced to a counselor, started going through mental health and things like that, I got start seeing that there was a real issue for people and how people don't address things that they go through in life. So I started, just talking about just real life topics, pushing mental health before I started like getting into the interviews and things like that. So all my first episodes was just audios where I would just send links to people, and we would just be having conversations for like over an hour just about real life, real talk.
Yeah.
And I had put a book out in 2023 called From Stuck to Limitless, and it stayed number one on Amazon for 3 months. So it made me a best-selling author. And it's me and seven other women in the book, and we all wrote about lowest points in our life and how we overcame it. So a lot of women talking about, uh, bad relationships, postpartum, uh, losing family members, uh, weight gain, weight loss, depression, just a lot of stuff that somebody gonna go through at some point in their life. So, you know,
Wow. That's amazing that, you're spreading the word about relatable stuff so that people don't feel alone when they're going through those tough times too.
the thing I like about, interviewing people with status or just people in general is just like, I try to remind people that, no matter how much money you got or how famous you are, like people go through the same things. You can have $20 million in the bank and you still got people that's trying to take advantage of you, just like people were trying to take advantage of you when you was broke. Just it's just reassurance. Just because this person is on BET all the time, don't mean that they don't go through the same life stuff that you go through. Even though you're still working at a job.
Yeah. No, definitely. We're all human.
Absolutely. But anytime you want to come on a podcast, all my social medias is Eric J the Great, as far as Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. And I respond to my email all the time, my emails and stuff on there too. But um, I'm very open to doing anything, as far as interviews or just talking about real stuff on a pod or music or anything, because I do three different genres: gospel, Christian rap, and regular hip hop. So
Amazing. It's amazing.
yeah, me and Vori got a gospel song that a lot of people like. It's almost at 300,000 on YouTube Music, but it's I ain't never thought I'd do a gospel song. But no, I grew up in the church, but I didn't think I'd be putting out music in general, but it just started to happen because they ain't let me stop doing it. My first tape did like over 60,000, and then it was like, no, you got to keep putting this out. So I just kept doing it.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
But yeah, everybody tap in with Brianna D. Go follow her on all her social medias. Go your YouTube channel is the same name too.
Yes, YouTube, Instagram, everything, all social media, you can find me anywhere. Just Brianna D. Just keeping it simple so people can find me.
Absolutely, everybody go subscribe to her YouTube channel. Go stream all her music, and be on the lookout for any other projects she's got coming for the rest of the year, or just in general, for the next couple years. Um, Very versatile artist. Rare that I get a pop artist on it, because usually I come across a lot of R&B singers or just songwriters in general, like ghostwriters or hip hop people. But that pop, that's a whole different lane right there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
All right, no problem. And also, I want everybody to be on the lookout. I got another big interview coming. I don't want to drop the name, and we're probably gonna run another interview with Derez Deshawn, because I talked to him recently, because he's about to start back putting out some more stuff. So we usually do interviews every time he get ready to put some music out. So
Yay. Awesome, awesome.
well, yeah, I appreciate you coming on the pod, and anytime you want to come on, or somebody that need a platform to come on, I interview anybody. I'm not picky. So
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much once again.
all right, no problem.
I got the realest wine. So when you're moving up your waistline, go ahead and jam it through the nighttime. Party all night and day. 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 Show up, turn up. Party all night and day. Party all night and day. Let's go. I got the realest. I got the realest. I get the realest. I get the realest. I got the realest. I got the realest. Yeah, I said I get the realest. I got the realest.
MC Light, wine come down now, who stay ready? Do what I feel, so who gon' let me? I want right, so who gon' correct me? You so left, I'm on to the next beat. On to the next